The station was loud, packed, and impatient, everyone pushing to catch the 7:45 a.m. train. But only one person there had everything on the line. Nia Jackson clutched her sketch folder like it was her heartbeat. If she missed that train to Paris, she would lose her only chance to meet the luxury brand director who might finally take her designs seriously. Months of sleepless nights, working 2 cafe shifts, saving every cent just to afford this trip, today was her shot. She checked the clock above the platform. 7:44. Her stomach flipped. "Move, please." "Excuse me," she rushed, weaving through bodies like a desperate wind. A man bumped into her and scoffed without looking back. 2 teenage girls snickered at her cheap shoes. She ignored them. Nothing mattered but getting there. The train's doors were already open. She was seconds away. Then she heard it. A voice, weak and struggling. "Please, someone." "I can't." Nia turned. An elderly white man with trembling hands dropped a medical bag. It rolled near the train steps. People watched and did nothing. He tried to bend to grab it, wincing. A businessman stepped over him like he was trash. Nia froze. Her heart pounded against her opportunity. If I help him, I lose everything. If I don't, what does that make me? Her feet made the choice before her mind could argue. She rushed to the old man. "Sir, let me help you." She grabbed the scattered pills, the inhaler, the insulin pen rolling near a woman's shoe. "You shouldn't be on your feet alone," she said softly. Thank you, young lady. Everyone just walked past me." "It's okay. Sit, breathe. It's all right." The train doors began to close. Her eyes shot to it. "No, wait. I'm coming." She sprinted, almost reaching it. The doors slammed shut. The train moved. Her dream rolled away with it. She stood there breathless, helpless, watching everything she worked for disappear into distance. Tears burned, but she blinked them away. She wouldn't cry in front of strangers. Not here. The old man looked at her, ashamed, apologetic. "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean." "It's fine," she forced a smile, even though her voice cracked. "I'm glad you're okay, that's what matters." He looked confused, studying her tired eyes, her worn-out bag, her cheap shoes trying to look professional. He seemed to want to say more, but she stepped back. "Take care of yourself, sir." She walked away slowly, shoulders heavy. As she disappeared in the crowd, the old man whispered to himself like a prophecy. "You have no idea what you just changed." Nia wiped her face with the edge of her sleeve as she walked out of the station. She refused to break down. Not now. Not after surviving so much worse. Her phone vibrated. A message from the brand's assistant. "Meeting ends at 12:30. If you're not here before then, there's nothing we can do." 3 hours. But no more trains soon enough. She would have to wait, maybe miss it completely. The thought stabbed her chest. Paris shops lined the streets outside the station. Luxury windows. Designs she studied online for years. She whispered to herself, "Just don't waste the day. Learn something. Don't let it kill you." She headed toward the boutique of the same brand she was meant to pitch to. If she couldn't show her designs today, she'd at least see theirs up close. The moment she stepped inside, bright lights and cold attitudes struck her. The employees scanned her like a stain on white fabric. A white saleswoman with sharp red lipstick frowned immediately. "Bonjour. Can I help you?" Tone stiff, suspicious. "I just want to look, thank you." Nia smiled politely. The woman stepped in front of her, blocking the nearest display. "These items are very delicate. We only allow customers who are purchasing to handle them." Another salesperson, a blonde man, whispered loudly enough. "She's obviously not buying. Look at her bag, she probably got it from a street vendor." They giggled. A customer nearby glanced at Nia's brown skin like it was dirt on the floor. Nia swallowed her hurt. "I'm here for inspiration. I design." The blonde man smirked. "Oh wow, you design? That's cute." The red lipstick woman leaned in closer, lowering her tone like poison. "Young lady, this is a luxury store. Perhaps try somewhere more within reach." Nia felt her heart fold inward. She wasn't begging. She wasn't stealing. She just wanted to see fabric, craftsmanship, technique. But their eyes weren't looking at her talent, only her color, her clothes, her worth. "I didn't ask for your money," she replied calmly. "Just a look." The woman scoffed. "You can look from outside. We don't want fingerprints on items you can't afford." 3 other customers stared. Someone even raised their phone to record the scene, not to defend her, but because humiliation was entertainment. A security guard stepped forward, hand resting near his belt. "Miss, I'm going to have to ask you to leave." Nia breathed slowly. She had 2 choices: argue and be dragged out like a criminal, or walk away with her dignity. She turned to leave, head high, even though it was breaking apart inside. As she reached the door, the customers suddenly straightened themselves, fixing clothes, clearing throats, adjusting posture. Something big was happening behind her. The store doors opened. Security bowed. Employees rushed into formation. Someone important had just walked in. Nia turned slightly, and her heart nearly stopped. Standing at the entrance in a tailored coat, dark glasses, polished shoes, with bodyguards and assistants surrounding him, was the same old man she helped at the train station. But now he wasn't struggling. He wasn't fragile. He wasn't ignored. He was powerful. And everyone worshipped him. The employees who insulted her forced smiles and rushed to greet him. "Bonjour, Monsieur Hartmann." They bowed like servants. Nia's breath caught in her chest. The old man she saved was the owner of the entire luxury brand. And he had just seen the store throwing her out. His eyes scanned the room slowly, then landed on her. He removed his glasses. The boutique froze. Nia's pulse throbbed in her ears as the old man stared at her. The same eyes that looked lost and helpless that morning were now sharp, alert, and strangely familiar in power. The red lipstick saleswoman rushed to him with rehearsed politeness. "Welcome, Monsieur Hartmann. We are honored. How can we assist you today?" He didn't look at her. He kept his eyes on Nia. The manager came out of the back office, stumbling over her own feet to greet him. "Sir, what a privilege. We'd love to show you our newest line." He lifted a hand. Silence crashed over the store. In a calm voice that sliced the air, he asked, "Tell me, who told this young woman to leave my store?" The red lipstick woman froze. Sir, there must be a misunderstand." He cut her off again. "Who told her she could not look at our products?" No one spoke. Everyone looked at the woman. She swallowed hard, shame creeping up her neck. "I only meant to protect the merchandise." She looked like she wasn't. "Wasn't what?" His tone was flat. "Dangerous." The blonde salesperson panicked and stepped forward. "She was touching items she cannot afford. We assume she wasn't a buyer." His eyes narrowed. "You assume she was a thief." Silence stabbed the room. The blonde man went pale. "It wasn't about theft, sir. Just, well, certain clients belong in luxury spaces. Others, not so much." Everyone felt the temperature drop. The room shrank around them. Monsieur Hartmann took a slow step forward. "So you judged her value? Based on appearance? Based on color?" The woman stuttered. "Sir, please, we didn't mean." He turned to security. "Bring me the camera footage." Her knees almost buckled. "No. Sir, please." "It's too late." 2 guards hurried to the back. The blonde man's face crumbled. The red lipstick woman whispered under her breath, "I didn't know she was connected to you." Nia stepped forward, voice steady but bruised. "You shouldn't treat people well only when you think they're powerful." Her words hit the room harder than his voice ever could. Hartmann's eyebrows lifted slightly, impressed by her composure. He turned back to the employees. "You humiliated her in my store. You stereotyped her. You insulted her. You recorded her pain for amusement." He pointed at the blonde man. "You're dismissed. Effective now." The man's face collapsed. "Sir, please, I need." "Leave," Hartmann commanded. Security guided him to the door. He didn't even get to grab his jacket. Then Hartmann looked at the red lipstick woman. "Pack your things. You will never work in this brand again." "Sir, please, I have a family." "You should have thought about that when you dehumanized someone you believed was beneath you." She dropped to her knees, tears spilling, makeup smearing like melting paint. The crowd watched in stunned silence. Nia felt no joy. She felt justice. But Hartman wasn't done. He turned to the manager, who was trembling so hard her necklace rattled. You allowed this discrimination under your supervision. You are suspended indefinitely, pending review. The woman nodded rapidly, too scared to speak. Hartman finally turned to Nia. He spoke gently. You missed your train this morning. Because you helped me. Her throat tightened. All her pain, her sacrifice, her disappointment, suddenly had meaning. His voice softened even more. I intend to fix that mistake. He stepped closer with the authority of a man whose word builds empires. Come to my office tomorrow at 9 a.m. Bring your designs. Time stood still. Nia didn't move. Didn't breathe. You will not audition, he said. You will collaborate. The floor beneath her almost disappeared. Collaborate, she whispered. Yes, he replied. Your work will speak for itself. And I will make sure the world hears it. He nodded once, respectfully, to her. Then he added loud enough for the entire store to hear. No one here will ever forget that kindness is more valuable than money. The next morning, Nia stood outside the headquarters building, clutching her portfolio like it held her entire future, because it did. This time, there was no rushing, no panic, no missed train. She came early. She came ready. A receptionist directed her upstairs, politely, respectfully, very different from yesterday. Word had already spread. People whispered her name in the hallways as if she was a headline. The old man, now fully Mr. Hartman, was waiting for her in a private studio, surrounded by fabric samples, sketches, and prototypes. The moment she entered, he smiled. You made it, he said. No trains in your way this time. She laughed softly, nerves melting. Thank you for inviting me. No, he replied firmly. Thank you. You reminded me that our brand forgot its values. He gestured to the table. Show me your world. Nia opened her portfolio. Bold colors. African-inspired patterns meeting luxury form. Tradition wrapped in elegance. Hartman examined each design slowly, running his fingers along every detail as if he could feel her struggle, her hunger, her story woven into the paper. When he finished, he looked up with quiet admiration. These are not designs, he said. They are history. They are culture. They are you. She held her breath. I want them. Not for a trial. Not for a test. For production. Her eyes widened. For the brand? He nodded. We will launch them under a new collection named after you. The NA line. Her legs nearly gave out. She gripped the chair. You don't need to thank me, he continued gently. You earned this long before you ever helped me. I only opened the door you already deserved to walk through. Emotion rose in her throat. She whispered, I just did what was right. That, Hartman said, is what luxury should represent. Not price. Not prejudice. Value. Humanity. They shook hands, not as savior and charity case, but as partners. 6 months passed, and the lights of a grand fashion show glittered like stars inside a hall filled with cameras and critics. Guests whispered excitedly as models walked the runway, wrapped in bold African-inspired luxury pieces that turned every step into a celebration. People kept asking the same question in the crowd. Who designed this? Who is she? What kind of genius brings culture and elegance together like this? Backstage, Nia Jackson stood still for a moment, watching her sketches come to life on real fabric, on real models, in front of a world that never believed she belonged. She no longer held her designs like a dream, she wore them like proof. Mr. Hartman walked toward her, calmer than ever, proud like a mentor who didn't teach, but understood. I've worked in fashion for 40 years, he said softly, yet today, I finally saw luxury with meaning. Nia breathed in deeply. You gave me a chance. You believed in me. No, he corrected her gently. You created something powerful. My part was simply not to be blind to it. She looked out at the audience clapping for her name alone, Nia Jackson. A name they dismissed months ago in a store where she wasn't even allowed to look at a purse. Now they stood up to applaud. She whispered in her heart, not to him, not to the crowd, but to herself. A missed train brought me here. And I wouldn't change a thing. The applause grew louder. Cameras flashed brighter. Success didn't shout, it glowed. Because kindness had its own timing. It always returns, even if it makes you miss the train first. And as the night faded into celebration, one honest question lingered in the story. What would you have done? Would you miss the train for a stranger, or rush toward your dream alone? Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Sometimes, what we choose in a single moment decides the life we meet next.